Hello, good morning, everyone. Good day. Before we start our meeting, I would like to thanks everyone for attending. For today's agenda, we are about to discuss the proposed budget for Fitz Air Boeing 777X fleet. It's 11:27 a.m. Before anything else, I would like to inform everyone that this meeting will be recorded for reference and to officially start that we can our department supervisor, Mr. Giaman.
All right, ho ho ho! Happy holidays to everyone. It's been a while since we had this meeting. I think the last one that we had that was like last quarter, third quarter of the year, and it's December. So happy holidays in advance. Now, um, before we officially start this year and departmental meeting, in preparation for next year's base maintenance plan activities for the upcoming year 2024. Wow, a few more days for 2024, right? I would like to take the moment, right? I would like each one of us here in this room, in this meeting, and the rest of the base maintenance crew a pat on your shoulders for doing an excellent job, an amazing job for the year 2023. I will not be here in my position, not get those recognitions without your efforts. Now, this year was a trial run before our industry went back to normal and eventually bounced back stronger, more innovative, and a survivor from the setbacks of the previous pandemic.
Well, thanks for that, Jay. My supervisor, of course, who's done everything and has done a really good job in giving gratitude, genuine thanks to our crew, our base maintenance crew. And you know what? I just cannot top what you just have said right now. But I would also, on my part, I would also like to thank everybody who's not just only here today, but also the people who are watching us because we're actually broadcasted live for the rest of the base maintenance crew, for of course for staying with us, the company Sky High Pacific Technique Philippines, and with a special mention of, again, from what I've said, our beloved department, the whole crew of the base maintenance department. And yeah, I guess we can officially now start our this meeting.
Thanks,
Jay?
Kath. Yep, thank you. And now to officially mark the end of this year and the start of a brand new maintenance journey with our base crew, I would like to highlight our agenda for today's departmental meeting. We are actively to discuss and plan the, of course, proposed 2024 base maintenance budget for one of okay, that's basically the budget for one of our American client airlines. Confirming, yeah, we got them. We had the partnership with them, right? It's the Fleet's Air, right? So we signed a contract to cater all the base maintenance activities. That's of all their Boeing 777 fleet. So we kind of give us a 16 aircraft to be, exact, right? Of the said model. Now, to discuss further in detail, I will now give the floor to our base maintenance planning operations department. I think we have Jane on the line for that specific part.
So, good day to the rest of the crew, especially to those who are with us physically and those who are watching live broadcast in the Hangar 3. I am Ms. Datarala of the Base Maintenance Logistics Department, and I will be leading today's 2023 year-ender and 2024 year starter departmental meeting. First of all, I would like to once again commend the efforts patience, and world-class maintenance skills rendered by all of our crews of base maintenance. All of your services done throughout this year are highly appreciated to be seen core of MRO's success in keeping its reputation in the industry. Moving forward, I would like to discuss first the things that are needed to be prepared prior to the accepting of 777X fleet of Fleets Air that will undergo base maintenance activities here in our facilities. To start our agenda breakdown, pre-arrival of airline 777X fleet, the following tasks are needed to be done. The first one is contact all the suppliers who will be providing us all of the needed tools, equipments, and parts. And the second one is prepare all the equipment and post of the first batch of aircraft that will be arriving on January 10, 2024 as agreed and planned out of the first Boeing 777X fleet of Fleets Air out of the 16 will be serviced for 3 months with the succeeding batches to continuously arrive in the following month of the first batch's arrival. This sums up the first phase, the preparations prior to the said maintenance activities that our company will be welcoming with open arms early next year.
So, I have a question. Do we have an estimated cost regarding the tools, equipments, parts, and the like that we like be getting for our contract suppliers as a nod to the base maintenance services we have planned upcoming this year? If so, how much will it cost, and it is reasonable given the number of aircraft within the aircraft line fleet timeline that we must abide by?
You know, this is actually a great question asked by Mr. Ferrer himself. And you know, for everybody here in the meeting, Mr. Ferrer is our lead senior aircraft mechanic for this upcoming project next year. And you know what? I believe that the financial and logistics department have been working closely with the procurement team to get all the numbers readied up. Mr. Tomazor, could you please answer the question? And also, I would like to ask which hub are we gonna use? Is it the one in Naiya or the one in Pampanga and Clark? Because we have to consider that we will be catering a huge number of aircraft models. You know, it's a fleet. It's basically 16, and the first batch will be 4 already. So what hub are we gonna use? The one in Naiya, here in Pasay, or the one in Pampanga? Mr. Tomazor, can you enlighten me on this matter?
Okay, thank you. But I believe that the airport that we will be used is in Pampanga because it's a bigger space than the Terminal 3. So certainly, Ms. Manager, well, given the scale of this project and the fleet size, we have conducted a thorough analysis. The estimated cost for the required tools, equipment, and parts will be approximately 321,000 pesos. This includes the latest technology and quality materials that will be needed for the servicing of the first batch of the Boeing 777X fleet of the Fleets Air. We have already negotiated with our contact suppliers as well in order to ensure that we get the best rates.
Right, sorry, Mr. Tomazor, for cutting you, right? I hope you don't mind me asking, but how does these, I mean, the projected cost compared to with our previous projects in the past? How do we land it to that specific amount?
I would also like to ask a question. Again, what's the estimated cost? I've heard it's just around 300,000 in pesos. I think it's a bit low for the estimated cost. Considering that the aircraft is American manufactured aircraft, you know. It's Boeing and it will cost a lot.
I agree with that.
The
I
logistics
mean,
manager. I mean, the travel. It's it's in the west. It's in the west,
yeah.
Reggie. Can I
Are we
have
compromising the quality here?
can I have a close estimation because I think 300,000 in peso is way too low. I think it's gonna cost us probably around more than 1 million, right? Jane,
Okay,
can you answer this for me as the logistics manager?
okay, so the expenses that will be used is 321,000 pesos per aircraft. Wing that we will be having, but we that 321,000 pesos is per aircraft for its servicing and the tools and materials that we will needed to use.
Okay, so how about the parts? Do we already have an estimated cost for the parts? Because we have to
Yeah,
prepare it prior.
yeah, it is included into the 321,000 pesos, the tools, equipment, and parts that we will be like changing or something like to operate or repair.
Okay, I think that's good, but can I have Jane on the line here on the floor as the logistics manager? Can you enlighten me more on this?
So this manager, although this could already be considered a significant investment for our company, it aligns with the industry standards for a project this scale. These costs have been carefully distributed based on the number of aircrafts and the specific needs of the Boeing 777X fleet. All of the necessary parts and equipments are expected to arrive within a week or two before the arrival of the aircrafts. Our primary goal is to ensure that we have the right number of resources in order to deliver high quality maintenance services within the given timeline.
Well, that's actually good to hear, but we have to consider that 777X aircraft model by Boeing is just newly released. We have to know that we have to know the procurement process if it's readily available. Is it? I mean, it's very crucial that we maintain our commitment to the quality of work that we are rendering or offering to our client, to our American client, Fitz Air, right? Because it's we need to have this phrase cost effective, right? Cost efficient or effective rather. Because at the end of the day, does the proposed budget cover all? I mean, Mr. Tomazar already said it covers all from the tools, the equipment, and the parts that we will be, say, for example, replacing the aircrafts with. But, we need to think of the potential unforeseen challenges that might suddenly show up, right? Mr. Tomazar, can you answer me on this?
Absolutely, Ms. Manager. We have already factored in a contingency reserve to address any unexpected issues that may arise during the maintenance process. This way, we are all well prepared to handle challenges without compromising the quality of our services.
Well, that's good to hear. And, it's excellent work on your part or on your end, guys. And you know what? We have to take note that it's very essential that all of us should be aware of all the financial aspects that we are gonna partake into, in which we will actually move forward with. And now, before we actually proceed, do you have any additional questions that might need to be raised from our lead aircraft mechanic and aircraft electricians? Mr. Ferrer or Mr. Exception, do you have any questions at the back of your head? I mean, of course, we would like to hear it from the team members as well involved in the different phases or stages of the heavy maintenance process. Do you have any questions? Because if none, we would like to proceed.
For now, none on my end, sir, Miss Manager.
Right. I think we're all clear. We got no questions so far. So, all right. Now, let's take a dive into the specifics of the maintenance plan of our base maintenance crew. Uh, I would like to hear it from our team members involved in the different phases of the maintenance process. So, could you please provide some insights of the following procedures, Jerome?
As you wish, boss. For the pre-arrival procedures, our team will be conducting a thorough assessment of the aircraft records and maintenance history. We will ensure that all of the necessary parts and equipment are ready for the incoming Boeing 777 next fleet of its air.
Sorry, but I think I might have missed some parts here. Could you please elaborate on any specific challenges or at least considerations during the procedures?
Yes. One challenge that we are anticipating is the need for specialized tools. As we will be coordinating with the procurement team, we will ensure that all required tools are on site before the aircraft arrives. Additionally, cross-checking our maintenance plan with the aircraft's manufacturer guidelines will be crucial for a comprehensive pre-arrival assessment. That's all.
Well, in terms of the arrival maintenance proper of the fleet, our focus will be on the electrical systems. We will be conducting detailed checks on the avionics, wirings, and other components to ensure that everything is in top condition.
Thanks for that, because it seems like the electrical part or the avionics part is a little bit crucial, because of course it's a new technology, right? To our senior aircraft mechanic and senior aircraft electrician, I hope you've been equipped well with this new aircraft model of Boeing, the 777X. And it seems like the phases 1 and 2 of our base maintenance activities for the fleet of Fitz Air is already a heavy chunk as it is. Well, my question is this: will we be needing to outsource additional mechanics and avionics personnel? Because it seems like this is a big job, a big task. I am hoping that the seniors on this project can ask me, I mean, in their respective department, will be able to give me an ideal answer for now, and a definite one by the end of the week. So do we need to outsource additional mechanics and avionics?
Well, that is very considerate of you, Miss Manager. Well, to answer your question, for now, from what I have observed and by being logical, I think that we can carry ourselves the heavy maintenance activities as long as everything else is smooth sailing, from the procurement of the additional tools, equipment, and especially the parts. I think there won't be any problems.
So, however, we need to be prepared for worst case scenarios. And it is also logical to hire a good 50 contractual aircraft maintenance technicians and avionics personnel. They won't be backup plan, but rather a helping system for the period of our maintenance service to Fitz Air.
Indeed, Sir Deus, this plan of our senior lead mechanics and avionics is a fitting solution to any potential inadequate labor issue that may arise during the period of our maintenance system or service to Fitz Air.
With this, I would like to volunteer to be the lead person along with the base maintenance crew and my junior avionics buddy, Mr. Dave. Please help me to initiate the job application process.
All right. I think that's amazing. I love the efforts. Right. I mean, it's a great thinking. It's a great also strategy as well. Anticipating any problems that are foreseeable in the future. Heavy maintenance period. I mean, I'll be forwarding this matter with the higher ups. Of course, the maintenance planning department, the HR, our vice president. Also, I'll have this one forwarded and loop them with the plan that we have in table for now.
Well, thanks for that, Jay, my very good supervisor for being sensitive enough and leading this very important matter. And I am actually in full support of this prospective plan that you have in mind, our junior aircraft electrician and mechanic, Mr. Dave and Mr. Cruz. You know what? And I myself, I will spearhead it myself, so please actually expect already the approval of the official paperworks by the end of this week. Our junior aircraft electrician and mechanic, please take note of this one, that it will be official by the end of the week. I will do what it takes. And when I mean what it takes, I mean everybody. I mean everything rather. So Jane, our logistics manager, can I ask you? I mean, I would like to know the status of the base maintenance activities that are seem to be or deemed to be vital and would be tasked as major stuff or major maintenance tasks.
So, Miss Manager, the maintenance proper will be our next agenda, which we aim to discuss the vital base maintenance activities needed for the fleet to undergo while it's grounded here in our hangars. I would like to give the floor to our senior mechanics and avionics to lead the presentation of maintenance activities. They will also be joined by their juniors, Mr. Cruz and Mr. Dave themselves.
To discuss our next agenda. The arrival maintenance of an aircraft is, as we know, a crucial aspect of ensuring its safety, reliability, and compliance with the regulatory standards. While I can't provide real-time information or specific citations, I can offer a general overview of the key elements involved in arrival maintenance. And this includes the visual inspection, documentation review, the system checks, the fluid level checks, the tire and brake inspection, interior inspection, the avionics and instrument calibration, the ground handling equipment inspection, and the regulatory compliance. For a brief explanation of the said task involved, may I invite our Head of Operations, Senior Aeronautical Engineer Kalipay, along with the Senior Aircraft Mechanic, Mr. Ferrer.
Certainly. Thank you for the introduction. So following the arrival of an aircraft, once the aircraft lands and been towed to the hangar, several inspections are needed to be conducted in order to proceed with the routine maintenance checks. One of those are conducting visual inspections on the body of the aircraft, identifying any visible damage, leaks, or irregularities. And the fluid checks, we need to verify the levels that are essential, such as fuel, oil, and hydraulic fluid. We also need to identify and replace or repair components as necessary to ensure safe ground operations. And as for the interior inspections, aircraft interiors needs a proper maintenance check for any issues affecting passenger safety and comfort. Also, in inspecting and maintaining ground handling equipment such as tow bars and service vehicles will ensure that they are in good working condition.
In addition to Engineer Kalipay just said, the heavy maintenance proper shall also include reviewing the aircraft's maintenance logs and documentation to ensure that all required inspection, routine, maintenance, and repair have been carried out as per the prescribed schedules. And regulatory requirements perform check on various aircraft systems, including avionics, which is to be led by Mr. Reception himself. And his experience and seniority in the aircraft electrical system, hydraulics, pneumatics, and fuel systems are also expected to be carefully checked as well. inspect the condition of tires and brakes for wear and tear, calibrate and check the accuracy of avionics equipment and instruments, confirm that the aircraft complies with all applicable airworthiness directives and regulatory requirements. And finally, communicate with the flight crew to gather information about any abnormalities or issues encountered during the flight.
Those are heavy tasks, maintenance tasks. My question is, won't we be needing a consult from the outside? I mean, a third party consult, because it's just the two of you who will be leading, because you're both the senior aircraft electrician and senior aircraft mechanic. Can you answer me on this? Are you gonna be enough, or should we have a consult from the outside, a third party consult, before I proceed with my other statement?
All right, Kat, sorry for that. I think our financial committee will be able to answer your question. I mean, regarding this matter, right? I think we have Miss Manager. I think we have Loyola and Tumasar. Guys, can you hear me? The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Sir Jay, Ms. Kat. On behalf of the Financial Committee, regarding for the budget of tools, equipments, parts needed for the upcoming maintenance task, we've meticulously analyzed our financial projections for this quarter. As of now, our allocated budget, I believe it seems aligned with our project expenses.
Well, actually, thank you for that. But my previous question is actually directed to the seniors of the aircraft maintenance and electrician category or the program. Mr. Acepcion and Mr. Ferrer, can you give me an assurance that you can lead the crew all by yourself and we won't be having a third party consult? It's very important that you need to answer me right now.
I believe that we might be asking for assistance and consult for other seniors for the other departments. But I think that we can handle it properly based on our expertise. And I think that I can say that we are confident enough that we can do the given tasks for a specific amount of time.
Okay, so it will be exclusive to us. That's your answer. We won't be needing a third party, right?
We might be, but
We might be needing. So that's the answer I was looking for, because we need to be prepared in advance prior, right? Does the senior aircraft mechanic agree with you, Mr. Ferrer?
Yes, I agree to my senior aircraft electrician. And just like I said earlier, I want to hire 50 contractual aircraft maintenance technician and avionic personnel to help us and to guarantee the safety of the aircraft.
Okay, so thank you for that. And now I have a question to the chief accountant himself, Mr. Loyola. I also need to have an assurance that we will not be short on the said tools that you have just said, because as they've mentioned before, the seniors would need a heavy quantity, a lot of quantity for the parts, the tools, and the equipment. So I hope you have noted that on your part. If we will be having any issues regarding the budget of the said resources or the materials that we will be needing, and in terms of the procurement actually and the purchasing of this said materials, if we will be having a problem with this, can you assure me that you can actually solve the problem by yourself? I mean, of course, we will be here to help you, but can you assure me that you can solve it on your own? Do we have to ask for an additional help, an additional budget?
No, I believe with our team, the financial committee, I am very confident with our plans, and rest assured we have prepared a backup for measures to mitigate any potential shortage.
Okay, thank you. That's very reassuring on your part. So another question would be, do you have any concerns regarding the procurement delays or shortages if we are to acquire the said necessary resources? Because take note, Mr. Accountant, and of course the logistics manager is listening as well. Our core hub will be at Pampanga. Okay? Would that be a problem?
Miss Kat, I don't think so. I don't think it will be a problem. In terms of procurement, we've been consistently working with our suppliers to ensure timely deliveries. However, there might be a slight delay with few specialized parts due to supplier lead times. However, me and my team is been working towards finding other suppliers that might provide for our company. So in terms of that, you don't need to problem anything because we are working, and we are preparing the papers necessary needed.
Well, I appreciate the very proactive approach on the future problems that I am actually talking about earlier. And would you have any major capital expenditures that we should anticipate? Because we need to know in order to be prepared, right?
In that, we factored in a contingency reserve to accommodate any unforeseen price hikes or urgent requirements. Our procurement team is vigilant in monitoring market trends to preemptively manage such situations. So you don't need to worry about that also.
So I don't need to put my foot forward in any worries because you're there. Is that what you're saying? Because that is actually good. You're reassuring me.
What
Thanks for that.
else? I am good at my job, so you don't need to worry. Me and my team, I will handle it perfectly.
Of course, that's why I hired you. Because if you're not doing your job well, I would have fired you yesterday, right?
Rest assured, you won't CC in your decision.
Definitely, thank you for that. And you know what? Do you have any additional thing to say, Mr. Accountant?
None on my end. I think we've discussed our matters thoroughly, and if you have any more questions.
No, I would just like to commend you. It was very excellent on your part. For you, Mr. Tumazar and Mr. Loyola, I would like to thank for the both of you for a very comprehensive update. And let's ensure a continuous line of communication to, of course, swiftly address any emerging financial needs of the department. Jane, can you walk me through the next phase or the next stage of the maintenance activity?
Absolutely, Miss Manager. For the phase of pre and post departure of the fleet, after its period of proper maintenance activities, it is expected to undergo various procedures and checks conducted before an aircraft takes off. This includes the pre-flight inspections, the loading of passengers and cargoes, the communication checks, and the ensuring all required documentation is in order. Also, the pilots review weather conditions, the flight plans, and conduct a thorough pre and post flight briefing to ensure a safe and efficient departure.
Actually, to oversee the department's technical operation and a strategic approach to its concluding heavy maintenance activities on our client's 777X fleet, I have arranged the maintenance tasks to be included in its pre and post departure phase. Before officially closing the fleet's heavy maintenance for 2024, the final stage in the aircraft maintenance operation will involve several critical tasks to ensure ongoing safety, compliance, and and efficient aircraft performance. This will include the flight data monitoring, communication with air traffic controls, system checks, weather monitoring, fuel management, crew communication, navigation, emergency preparedness, regulatory compliance, post-flight post-flight debrief, and that's the last one. In the said crucial task, we have a very respectable crew who are very well known in this line of work. They have exerted their talents in doing this kind of task. I am confident in this, guys, with our head of base maintenance operation, Mr. Kalipay.
Before by our head base maintenance operations expresses sentiments, my question is this: for the weather monitoring part, are we gonna use the are we gonna use the airports? Because our hub is at Pampanga. Are we gonna use Clark International Airport's weather monitoring crew, or do we have our own weather monitoring crew?
I think we will use the airport for that.
So we will use the airport's crew
Yeah.
on this. We need to have their schedule. It needs to be fixed. It needs to complement our base maintenance schedule. You have to take note of that. And also, I need the people who will closely work on the regulatory compliance, because as I've said before, we are catering an American client airlines, Fitz Air, and they need to comply with the set rules and standards here in our country. So please also take note of that.
Okay, okay.
Thank you. Kaapen FAA, take note. Thank you. Yes, Engineer. What's your
Thank you, Ms.
sentiment?
Manager. So moving forward, in order to part with the triple seven X fleet of Fitz Air, it is only fitting to part with them in great spirits, knowing there are 16 aircrafts that are in great conditions more than ever. I have here with me the juniors in the field of maintenance, Mr. Cruz and Mr. Dave. My fellow junior and I now give the floor to the both of you to present your plans.
Thank you so much, Engineer Kalipay. We appreciate you in trusting us to lead the presentation and giving us the opportunity to present this meeting to you.
And Mr. Cruz and I, as mentioned by our District Technical Service Manager, Mr. Osilla will explain in detail the parts of the concluding maintenance services to be rendered during the fleet's departure phase. So first, I will let Mr. Cruz present the first half.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dave. Let us now proceed to our first topic. For the flight data monitoring, monitoring and analyzing the flight data records to assess the aircraft's performance during the departure phase, it includes reviewing the parameters such as the altitude, speed, and of course the system status of the aircraft. It will help an aircraft to have its good flow of its flight. And for the next one is the communication with the air traffic control or the ATC, ensuring the communication with ATC is maintained throughout the departure phase and addressing any issues or discrepancies reported by the ATC during the flight. The pilot and the ATC are working together and interconnected to report and discuss even the minimal problems of an aircraft.
Well, I have a question on this, because we early this year, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. We had an issue with air traffic control having a really old form of technology, and they've already replaced it. Can we be under level? Have we already replaced our equipment as well to be under level?
I believe last month the equipment for the ATC has been replaced from the base maintenance crew, and I assure you, Miss Manager, that it is working properly.
Thank you on that for the assurance.
Allow me to proceed. Let us now discuss for the weather monitoring. Continuing to stay informed about the weather conditions. along the flight route and at the destination. This information is crucial for the in-flight decision-making and planning. As you have discussed earlier, we are using the airport's crew from the Clark and for the fuel management, monitoring the fuel consumption and ensuring that the aircraft has sufficient fuel reserves to reach its destination and complying with the regulatory requirements.
So thank you, Mr. Cruz, for explaining the first half of the concluding maintenance services to be rendered. So allow me to explain the second half. So first is the crew communication. For this, we need to maintain communication with the flight crew to gather information on any issues encountered during the departure phase. So we need to address any concerns and coordinate actions for a smooth continuation of the flight. So
Excuse me, Mr. Dave. Do we have a head count for the total base maintenance crew and line maintenance crew as well? Can you give me a specific number on this quantity?
So for the flight crew, we need at least 5 to 7 people.
5 to 7 people, will that be enough?
Yeah, I think it will be enough. Yes.
Can your senior aircraft mechanic agree on this, Mr. Ferrer? Can I have your opinion? Do you agree with your junior?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
I was asking if do you agree with your junior with the number of people required, the crew. He said you will only need 5 to 7 individuals to take on this job. Do you agree on that?
Yes, because my first plan is 50 and that is the worst scenario that we can encounter. The
Okay,
50
yes.
sorry, the 50 aircraft maintenance technician and avionics personnel are for the worst case scenarios.
Okay, but might I suggest that probably we can double the number that your junior Mr. Dave just said. We can probably make it 20 just for the safety net. Would that be
Uh,
okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Dave, you can continue.
Okay, so for the navigation and route monitoring, we need to verify that the aircraft is following the planned route and adhering the air traffic control instructions. So we need to make adjustments if required due to change in airspace or weather conditions. So for the emergency preparedness, we need to ensure that the crew is prepared for and brief on emergency procedures. This includes reviewing emergency checklists and ensuring that necessary equipment is readily available. So for the regulatory compliance, we need to confirm ongoing compliance with airworthiness directives, regulatory requirements, and any operational restrictions that may apply during the flight. So for the post-flight debrief, we need to conduct a post-flight debrief with the flight crew to gather insights into the overall performance of the aircraft. So we need to also identify any issues encountered and plan for any necessary maintenance or adjustments.
Sorry,
I think
next part, I asked for Mr. Ferrer, but I think the senior of Mr. Dave as an electrician is Mr. Acepcion. Mr. Acepcion, can you cross-check that for me?
Regarding with the flight crew number, I can agree with you, Miss Manager, that we should be sourcing out for a number of 20 individuals in order to work with each aircraft for this project.
Okay, thank you. And does the field mechanics and avionics are already familiar with the compliances? Because as I've been trying to reiterate, this is an American client. We need to be familiar and knowledgeable on the compliances that they will be needing here with CAAP and with FAA and the US. Are we all knowledgeable? Because I've been starting to read their compliances and directives, and there's a huge difference. Can you assure me that we can play along the safe lines? Mr. Assumpcion and Mr. Ferrer, can you assure me on that we are going to play on the safe lines?
Yes, Miss Manager. We will assure that we will make this happen.
Thank you for that. Now, Jay, do we have anything else to say?
I think we pretty much have a good future. I mean, a bright future ahead. Sounds like a good plan for everyone. I mean, our base maintenance proposal and plan for next year, 2024, for Fitz Air's Boeing 777X will really kickstart our ability, build our credibility, our name, and will gain experience in creating heavy maintenance on such newly created long haul and innovative aircraft models. A win-win, actually.
Actually, we need to be careful and cautious in rendering the heavy maintenance task on this fleet, the 777X. And I cannot agree more to what Mr. Giaman just said a while ago. That we should not, but the seniors on the field, you should not have any anxieties rule over your work. Do you have any anxieties? Because this is a huge task. Do you have any anxieties ruling over you at the top of your head? Do you have any?
For the electric department, for now, I think I can say that we don't currently have some burdens, and I hope that when the day comes that we will be conducting the project, I hope that we wouldn't have any of it.
Thank you on your part, the avionics. How about the AMT department? Won't we be having any problem?
Yes, despite being a junior aircraft mechanic of this company, I am confident that we are having the appropriate safety measures for in working as the base maintenance crew.
Thank you on your part. And for our district technical service manager, won't we be having any conflicts here
Actually
doing
not.
maintenance in our country?
According to the reports, there are none. So I guess my subordinates is good and healthy, mentally prepared.
Okay, thank you for that. Mentally and skillfully prepared. Everybody has to take note of that because me and the supervisor, Jay, will be accounted for any work that you will be or any service that you will be doing, right? And you know what? I believe also that this crew will be and is gonna be able to do all the maintenance tasks early next year with the help of each and every one of us and our head of base maintenance operations, Mr. Kalipay. I am very confident in him actually because we hired him because of his intelligence and good attitude, great attitude rather, because it's very important. So, Engineer Kalipay, would you like to say a few words? And, as this is simultaneously being broadcasted to the hundreds of crew watching right now at Hangars 3 and 4 and our Pampanga Hub, do you have any last words? Not necessarily last words, but just statements, sentiments rather.
I have a few that I would like to share with our crew here. Thank you, Ms. Manager. As all of us are aware of, this meeting is only the first step of many. We will continue business as usual until we receive further word for any maintenance modifications or developments for better services rendered by our crew. If there are indeed any changes or additions, we will conduct another meeting for any updates. You may ask questions or voice concerns before then, which you may discuss with your seniors, of course, and it will be relayed on to me as the head of the base operations in order to be addressed promptly. And furthermore, to avoid creating unnecessary anxiety, we would ask that everyone involved to refrain from speculating on details we have yet to disclose. I greatly appreciate everyone's full cooperation.
All right. Yeah. We're kind of near to the end of this conversation or meeting. But of course, everyone, as we wrap up, I just want to stress definitely, I am putting a stress in the word stress itself. The importance of our post-flight debrief process. That's basically gathering insights from the flight crew about the aircraft's performance is crucial. It's crucial for our ongoing process, ongoing success. Now, we'll identify any issues encountered in the plan for necessary maintenance or adjustments.
Absolutely, Mr. Supervisor. Our communications with the flight crew is an integral part of our feedback loop. Their observations and experiences provides invaluable information for our maintenance strategies.
Thank you on that. But before I say another sentiment or another piece of gratitude that I have for the rest of the crew, my question is this. We are obviously an MRO company, right? What do we mean by MRO? Mr. Acepcion, as the lead aircraft electrician, what do we mean by MRO?
The maintenance, repair, and overhaul organization. It's managed.
Okay, knowing that we are an MRO, can we do modifications if our client wishes to have so?
Certainly, Miss Manager. I believe that um, we are allowed to conduct any necessary adjustments or maintenance for every aircrafts that we are in partner with.
Okay, but are we well equipped with all the current innovations in the field? Can you give me an example? Because I need to test if we are all knowledgeable on your parts. About the wings, the flexible wings, the composite one, the one that's being bendable, that you cannot even see the line of bend. Do you know about that?
I believe our senior and junior aircraft mechanics can answer your question, Miss Manager.
Do you know that? Does somebody know that? Because it seems I'm the only one who knows it. I need everyone to be in the same room with me. Mr. Ferrer, do you know this innovation? Because what if the client wishes to have this certain wing modification on all of their aircraft on this fleet that we are gonna cater? Can we do it? Can we give them a yes?
Yes, depend on the situation, and we have different types of modification like major and minor modification in different parts of aircraft.
Thank you. So you're confident. How about the perceptions of the juniors, the junior mechanics and the avionics personnel? Can we carry these modifications?
In line with the statement of my senior mechanic, I can agree that we can carry out the modifications about the wings of the client's request for the fleet and other aircraft components that are needed to be modified.
Okay, thank you on that. How about on the junior avionics?
Yes, as Mr. Cruz said, I also agree with the procedure.
What he just said, yeah. Thank you on that actually. And of course, I want to encourage everyone to obviously actively engage in every feedback that I give, because it's very crucial that you note everything that I say. Because again, what is the famous phrase in aviation? Does anybody know? It's actually a general life phrase. What is the most constant thing in the world?
Time is gold.
Well, aside from time is gold, time can be silver, time can be bronze, time can be diamond.
Change.
Change is what?
Change in density is equals to change to height.
Well, thank you for that aerodynamic concept or idea, but change is inevitable. You know, change is the only constant thing in the world, and I need all of your confidence and assurance that we can take on the challenge, right? We can take on the challenge because we've already signed the contract with them. Sky is the limit, yeah, that's our motto as well. But we can take on this, right? Can everybody say yes and open their mics up?
Yes.
Yes, Miss Manager.
Thank you. Your inputs, whether big or small, contributes to the overall improvement of our operations. Now, I would like to call our district technical service manager for any sentiments he might have.
I actually agree to what you said. Also, if I may add, we should also ensure that we create an environment where the flight crew feels comfortable sharing their observation. We also must remember that this collaborative approach foster a culture of continuous improvement that we can use today and in the future.
Thank you again for all of your commitment and dedication in ensuring the success of our client Fitz Air fleet maintenance. Let's conclude this meeting actually with a renewed focus on our objectives and the commitment to excellence as we as we parade ourselves in the industry, and we are proud of the works that we have already done in the future. I mean that we have already done in the past and we will be doing in the future. So if there are any immediate concerns or observations from your respective areas, please feel free to reach out any one of your executives or higher ups, me, Mr. Giyaman, the head of operations, engineer Kalipay, the district technical service manager, Mr. Osia, the logistics manager, Ms. Deterala, and of course, our dear secretary as well, Ms. Riales, and the finance department also. If you have any concerns in terms of the monetary funds that we have, if you feel that if it's inadequate, you can just give a heads up to Mr. Yoloya and Mr. Tomazor. So I think that's all. We value all your proactive involvement. Yes, Jay.
Yeah. That's actually yeah. I think we're kind of over with the time that we have set, but of course we thank you so much for extending, right, the efforts, your collaborative efforts and all. I actually can't wait for the next meeting. Ms. Secretary, could you please prepare and submit the
Yes, sir.
minutes of the meeting?
Yes, sir. I will send it as soon as possible.
Yeah, I know that it's gonna be your off by tomorrow, but at least by Monday I need that by desk.
Okay, sir.
All right. So with that, let's move forward with confidence, knowing that each other or each member of this team contributes significantly, right, to Fitz Air's fleet maintenance. And again, thank you for your commitment and your dedication. Let's make 2024 a benchmark year for our department's achievements, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Happy holidays and see you in our next departmental meeting early next year, okay? Prior to the first 4 batches that will be arriving on January 10th. Thank you, everybody. That will be all. Thank you. Nobody's saying thanks.
Thank you, Miss Manager. Thank you,
Thank you so
Sir
much,
Supervisor.
everyone.
Thank you.